This is the vocabulary for lesson 6.3, and the word that we have is percent equation. And a percent equation is an equivalent form of the percent proportion where the percent is written as a decimal. So if we look over at the example, we have the part over the whole is equal to the percent. So we want the percent written as a decimal, so not in fraction form. So this is the percent proportion from the previous lesson, and we can solve it by multiplying both sides by your whole, and you can see they cancel out, so then we're left with the part is equal to your percent times the whole. Your percent is as a decimal, so this here is your percent equation. The part is equal to your percent times the whole, and your percent is written as a decimal. Note 6.3 on using the percent equation. Objective is to solve percent problems using percent equations. The Common Core State Standards are listed in the mathematical practices. So the first thing you're going to do is fill in the information that is in the table. The formula is the part equal to the percent times your whole, and your percent is written as a decimal. So here's our variables to use. The A is going to represent your part, P the percent, and B your whole. The key words that you're going to look for is the is equal to your percent times the of. So is your part, your percent's percent, and your of is your whole. And your percent is written as a decimal. So again, the easiest thing to look for is your percent, the of, and then the leftover is your is. To express a decimal as a percent. This is something that you've done in the previous school year. So to express a decimal as a percent, you're going to move your decimal point 2 places to the right and add a percent sign. So here's an example. If we had a decimal, like 0.8989 hundredths, to change that to a percent, we move our decimal over 2 places to the right, add a percent sign. To express a percent as a decimal, you drop the percent sign and move your decimal 2 places to the left. So if we have 25%, we would drop your percent sign, your decimal's at the end, and we'd move it 2 places to the left. So 25% is the same thing as 25 hundredths, 0.25. Solve each problem using the percent equation. Start by putting your some lines in here to represent blank spaces where we're going to put our information. So blank is equal to blank times blank. Also, I want you to write the keywords above it. Is equal to your percent times your of. Remember, your percent is as a decimal. And now we can start putting in our information. My one suggestion is I would take your percent right away and change it to a decimal, because that's what you're going to put into the equation. So your percent as a decimal is going to go in the middle. Of 25, so it's going to be in your of spot 25, and we don't know what the is. That's your unknown. So that's your A. So we want to find out what A is. That's our unknown. A is already by itself, so all we need to do is multiply 75 hundredths times 25. And you can use a calculator, and when you multiply, you get 19. So 19 is 76% of 25. Number 2. 15 and 4/10 is what percent of 55? So let's start by putting in our keywords. Is equal to your percent times your of. And when we go look inside here, we're missing our percent, so that's your P. Of 55, that's your B. And the 15.4 is your A. Now in this problem over here, we don't have the variable by itself. We can rewrite this by multiplying your 55 by P. We can flip it around, so we have a one-step equation where 15 and 4/10 is equal to 55P. So we want to get the variable by itself by dividing both sides by 55. So our 55 divided by 55 is 1, so we're left with 1P. And using your calculator, you're going to put the 15.4 in the calculator first, divide by 55, and you get 0.28. Well, since we're using the percent equation, and your percent is put into the equation as a decimal, when we did our division, we ended up getting 28 hundredths. We now have to convert the decimal to a percent. So now we need to move our decimal 2 places to the right and add a percent sign. So your percent is equal to 28%. Number 3, 6/10 is 7.5% of what number? 7.5% is 0.075. Move your decimal over 2 places to the left. So our percent is going to go in your percent spot. Because remember, it is equal to your percent times your of. 0.075 of what number? Well, that's missing, so that's your B. And then our 6/10 is our A. All right, let's multiply to get it in the form of a one-step equation. So we have 0.075B. Get the B by itself by dividing both sides by 0.075. The 75 thousandths cancels out, so you're left with B. And then put in your calculator 6/10 divided by 0.075 gives you 8.